Hello, my beautiful dreamer family, and for all my Cujo lovers. I'm being facetious and now I'm choking on my own words. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to light the stage. Oh my god, just saying her name is evil. Holy wow. Okay, I decided I'm going to do a first quarter. I mean, this woman, everything changes left and right, right? 1 minute, she might work for the CIA. The next minute, it's the FBI. The next minute, she's. I can't wait to hear that her and Todd are in like protection. But anyways, actually, I don't. I don't want that for anybody, ever. But it happens. What can you say? But let's read on Bonnie and Clyde. Well, they're happy in the park. They think their shit doesn't stink. Excuse me. All right. So what's going on with Cujo for the first 3 months of 2022? Oh, there's some change, some growth. What's growing? Mold? Flowers? Bugs? What? Gossip. Okay, gossip about what? What are the birdies talking about? I mean, we know we're all going to be talking about the Chrisley case when that finally gets to court. I don't know. After the illness of the decade and, Lord knows, because what if she is an employee of the Sun? I mean, wouldn't that be where these lawyers are coming from, that she feels protected? But, betting on that, they could come down and say, you're a subcontractor. We 1099'd you. You're not covered by our insurance. Because she's becoming part of the bully gang, the thieves. She steals information. She releases information she shouldn't, or doesn't necessarily have the authority to release. It's a habit. The doxing, that in itself is identity theft. When it's somebody you don't like, everybody's amused by it, but at the same time, it's not right to put personal addresses, and if you hate kitty pictures, well, we all hate kitty pictures, but you know what I mean, don't post them, right? So where are we going with Katie Joy? For January through March. Okay. So there is some upset in the home. We can all tell. I don't watch her. I refuse to give her. I don't want her on my algorithm. I refuse to be on hers. So, but, as long as she's coming into people's houses, she has the chance to gnaw away at their consciousness, at their integrity, at, things that we may not sense are being stolen from us, but they are part of the deepest part of us. She is part of the negative media and the shaming media, the attacker media. I've been questioning, I want to do the reading about the Munchhausens, but do we want that on YouTube, or should that go on a different venue? There will be sacrifices made this year. In the first quarter, for sure, for them. Of course, we're going to hear about her son. As always, he's a minor. Don't include him, and I wish all the best for her son with whatever is wrong with his health, whether that be his mother or actual problems. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to say she's a liar, but I may say she is a sympathy chaser. She's caught up in the net. She's caught up in the world of the net. She's caught up, and she's going to remain caught up and a part of it for a while. This is a challenge for all of us because, we can't say certain words or names of truth, but yet she can bully and come up on and lie. And so does her husband. And I'm really seeing authority is starting to take heed to viewership commentary, They want somebody more stable, more anchored, more... Her time is coming due because, you know, she lost her anchor, quite frankly. And there's too much of the snakiness going on that they'll be forced to create an ending, and it may be abrupt when it happens. It might not be something it might be exactly what, you know, we're all putting out there that we would like to see with an ending with all of this drama, because it is torture. And she has been warned, privately and up front. And she is being watched, you know, and maybe it's less of the FBI watching us and more of the FCC watching her. Because she still is on airwaves. She is global. Anybody that has access to American YouTube or whatnot, you know, she can affect that country. And with the lawsuits coming up left and right over the last year, you know, I think they're really wondering, do we want this girl, not woman, girl, do we want this child on staff? Do we want her representing us as we're rebranding, we're changing? The politics, the laws are changing, and she might not be one to go with them. There's bridges that they need to cross to stay in business. And possibly Todd has connections. Or her lawyer, or she does, you know. But I'm seeing a man. But it's not a safe bet anymore. Yeah, the partnership is broke. The bridges have been burned. Probably with something that they said or did. Okay. And that's funny, because now I got 2 jacks in reverse. So, I mean, I really feel like they are getting the axe because of this childlike behavior from some of their biggest private supporters that are helping them keep their channels open. I mean, and I think with these people, there's no love lost. I think that she did something snaky, possibly to them. And they've been biding their time, trying to figure out when are they going to attack. They've been very sneaky about it. Ooh. I wonder if this is the whole going back to the Chrisley thing. There's too many fish in the sea to really guess who it is that will be the one. Jesus. That one movie just came to my head. Jennifer Lawrence. Or they're fighting for the food. It's like Katie Joy is in the ring and all they gave her was a bell. I don't know. Sorry. There's other people that they can promote in the gossip that are well-liked, that are popular, that they could work with, that they'd even be willing to put in a studio, I feel. Somebody much more beautiful, less known. Green, they definitely can take more advantage than they could of Katie Joy. Her time is coming to an end. You know, and I think a lot of it, I mean, here we have the child. Okay, so the son, you know, and I pray not, but I don't know if this is with COVID, I don't, or, you know. That's hard to predict anybody's safety in these times. But illness or needing to stop to be a real mom, because dad ain't there, might actually be a factor. And maybe somebody's diddling the nurse, you know? She's had more bad luck than we know in her house. You know, I'm sure the nurse doesn't wear Depends. Okay, so what's the first quarter 2022 looking like for without a crystal ball? Do I take them as they are? 1, 2, 3. Okay. She might have intercepted something that's being kept very hush-hush in her marriage. She doesn't want anybody to know that there may be or is another woman, and that truly is her challenge, is the loyalty of her husband. Because she is ready, maybe not to cut flight with him, maybe she cut the nurse, and that's why she has to be mommy. Because it might be a Schwartzenegger situation where, you know, you can't have nannies and maids in the house. Just saying. So, can I get 3 oracles for first quarter? What is going to happen? Actually, 4. We'll do the 4-card reading. Where are we at? Okay, helpful forces. What forces will help this situation? And I think for us, you know, having a positive attitude, focusing on people who deserve focus. Let her sit crying by the wayside. Somebody will come rescue her, but it doesn't have to be us. We could go play with somebody else. We could take our ball and go home. What are the unknown forces behind this situation? Fueling it, burning it. What is her fire? What fuels Katie Joy's fire? Okay, that's too many. But definitely a sense of lacking, a sense of being alone, not being able to work well with others. It's actually her own loneliness that created her bitterness. Her refusal to join, you know, oh, I was in this cult. I was in that cult. All you're telling me is you haven't tried Scientology, you know. And when you join the 3 major religions, you're not in a cult. You're in a culture. You're in a space of wisdom. And her outlook is too dark to understand where things are enlightened. Darkness will be revealed. And that, I believe, what is the outcome? What is the first step out of this situation? Okay. She's rejecting help. She's receiving aid. It's not who she wants, what she wants. And so Katie Joy is, by proxy, cutting her nose off to spite her face. So I will read the cards from the book, as I am an intuitive reader, which means that I use my gut, I use my head, I talk to spirit. But I'm going to read the cards because these are very, very detailed, and they definitely support everything that I have read. Always. Enticement. A young man wearing a brim hat leans towards a maiden crouched against a tree. She appears fearful, shying away from him. 2 fairy maidens hold the young man's arms, attempting to sway him over to their desires. There is a subtle seduction at play here. If you have received this card, you are being encouraged to leave behind the familiar, moving on to the world of something more. What is drawing you to the new realm? Embrace the change, the chance to do something new. And that is where Katie Joy is at right now. And what came up in the grand tableau, but an affair. So, and for someone with an ego the size of hers, that's devastating. That loyalty was busted because, you know, cult leader mentality type stuff. So number 33, community celebration. And this actually is the helpful forces. Many nymphs dance around a tree, holding onto each other's hands as they spin. They know the value of having a good party with friends and loved ones. Off to one side, a maiden bends over laughing. Time to throw a party with your tribe. Celebrate a community goal and share it with the world. You and your group have put in a good effort. And I think that as far as the helpful forces go, you know, as a unit, the internet has, whether they're involved with the class action lawsuits or this thing or that thing, we're making it known that that kind of trash talk and nastiness is not welcome. And it's helping to create this change. It's helping to change the energies that surround her. And what makes her, I don't know, I don't want to use the word successful, but enticing, seductive, what makes her attractive, and it isn't a bulbous chin. So, 27, supported. She does have support. Unknown forces. This is what we don't know. She doesn't know. A small pack of fairies holding lanterns on sticks carefully cross the ground between two trees. And she is crossing from one area of life to the next. We all know it. It's just a matter of time before it's official. Dark and menacing faces peer out from trees, eyes watching them as they pass. A single owl perches on a branch high above, watching, protecting them as they make their way through the land. Being supported by those you care about is a great feeling. Follow your true light, that inner voice calling out to you, which asks you to stay on your path. Keep to your heart's path, and your support team will follow you. So her few loyal fans are really keeping her going right now. Whether they know it or not, whether she appreciates it, tells them, or not. Number 32, and it's in reverse, so it's teachers, and I'm taking this as she didn't listen to the lesson. But here's the card. A girl bundled in a heavy coat looks up at the wooded creatures standing around her. They lean down as if they are giving her some meaningful wisdom. She appears to be taking their teachings to heart. Teachers are all around us in the wind, in the trees, and in the creatures skittering across the lands. This card asks you to seek knowledge from the unusual sources. Nature has much to share. All you have to do is listen. So as much as in the summertime everybody was saying, you know, get your kid a pool, I think we need to say get your kid a sled. She needs sunlight. She needs to not wear Depends. She needs to take care of herself, and maybe she won't be so psycho. But I know I am never listening to her again. So that is my Katie Joy update. I hope that you appreciate it. This is for January through March of 2022. I think during this time, I'm going to throw a few cards right now, actually. I think during this time, she's going to be making choices. I think she's going to decide if she still wants to do her channel the way she's been doing her channel. Yeah. She's worked really hard for it, at least in her mind. I mean, she has worked hard. She has to wear Depends to do her job. So, but she's only been focusing on what's next. She hasn't been thinking about 5 years, 10 years. And as this burnout is approaching, she needs something new. She can't handle it. For once, the queen is... and there's deceitful people in her camp. She's got a spy. She knows she does. She just doesn't know who it is. And most of all, she is her own worst enemy. However, I just feel, you know, she comes across as this... She wants to come across as the Empress shining in the sun. But she knows who she is at heart, is just a nervous, person who is under attack right now because of her foolish endeavors. You know, she's played the fool. She got the Nine of Pentacles. She made some coin. You know, great. But at the same time, you know, she knows it's time to exit stage left. So, you know, where is this balance? How do I do this? How do I keep paying the bills because my husband won't get a job? Now that we don't have a nanny, I actually need him to be the nanny. You know, I mean, maybe the nanny has nothing to do with it, but there are, I think that there is a stressor in her life on what Todd is really up to. I mean, we ask it more as a joke, but she's really trying to find out what the hell does he do while I'm talking about sister wives and complaining about the Duggars. So what is the final for Kitty Joy for this? Oh, gosh. Okay. As always with her, you know, she wants to know what's going on with her family. She thought she had the world by the balls and that she was a very strong woman. However, I feel that her inner demons are not subdued. She's trying to subdue them. I think this is a problem when the cameras are off. I think the cameras are actually on to keep him from playing the fool. And it was just a by proxy thing that she even started making money, and then by sheer luck, she had the video that ended up on TV that boosted her channel. So, at the center of the deck, we have the Devil card, and we all know who and what that is, who and what she is. It is the card of bondage, addiction, unpleasant people, dishonesty, sex, lust. Here's sex again. There we go. There you go. So, I mean, you know, and then she's worked really hard to be this devilish person, and she's fighting her ass off to hold on to her world. This is a huge challenge. And I think this is more, there's relationship issues. It's a fickle card. It's a dating card. It's not a card of marriage. And I think that she's really fighting for something to celebrate, but she's getting hit left and right with how big of a drunk she is. She knows it's the truth. She knows it's the truth. Even if she went and got help, she'd still carry that burden. And that isn't a message she wants to get across. That isn't a message that she wants on her channel. She herself, this is a card of Pisces, the sign of addiction. I really feel that she has no respect for those. She's very judgmental and has strong emotions, and we can hear it in her videos for those who need help. Even though at this point she does need to reach out, get help, so that she can start over with a healthy mind. But until she does that, she's just going to keep getting stabbed left and right, no matter what her dreams are, no matter what her hopes are. She is going to just wheel herself into the ground because she's not making the connections of truth, of the sword of truth. You know, she's holding on to crap rather than accepting a new journey. And that's the message here is, you know, you know that you're handing out crap, you know that you know what you're doing is bad, but you keep doing it because the dollars and the advertising and the whatever, and she's addicted to it. We already know she has a addictive personality, and that is very common for the disorders she says that she has, to be a person who falls into that category of being an addict. That is something that is a part of who she is according to what she says she has on the internet, on YouTube, freely, on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever. She said she has a lot of problems, and being easily swayed is part of having small brain lobes. So, and also addiction issues, a lot of times faced from the emotional trauma while going through the educational and formative years, because you are not at the same level of your peers and you do calculate and relate to the world in a different way. But I think that if she understood what she said she had, she wouldn't say she has it. So, anyways, thank you so much. I hope this satisfies a little bit of our itch. I definitely want to put out some more. I really don't, I'm really trying to stay away from negative videos. I don't want to be snipey. I guess I have a little bit of a, investment in this one, but, in this topic, but, at the same time, we all got to let it go. And when we deal with narcissistic people, they go away faster when we don't pay attention to them. They're very much like a 2-year-old. So I think that we should just leave her to her followers, and her channel will die, period, if people just stop watching to critique. So I hope you enjoy. Leave your comments below. Leave suggestions for future readings. Please like, share, and subscribe with our other KJ fighters, and we will go forward. Thank you.